And you shall clear out the old to make way for the new. Leviticus chapter 26 verse 10b.
This is a little bit about what's happening in our life right now, and we just felt like sharing with you.
Ladies, what I miss?
Well, Julie, this looks like she's moving.
I know. I'm going to put my house up for rent, furnished. And we found this little house. So I say I'm moving from the creek to the beach, or beach to the creek. But I think the whole thing is it was listed for sale, like through the real estate agent. Bree, my son called the owner and was like, talking to him about the house, and he said, I'd be willing to owner finance it. So now we're moving into this home. See what happens.
So, why? I have so many questions.
I feel like I've wanted to move into a tiny house for a while. I've wanted to move partly because we moved here in April 1st. Zach's accident was November. And so I've never been able to find, like, it might sound pathetic, but like if I go upstairs, there's 2 rooms, his room, a big middle room, and then another room. And so for a long time, I just didn't go upstairs. Well, and then like when I would go upstairs, I could not find a way. It's just nothing's right. It's a burden. It's an unnecessary burden that I don't have to have. And I've just been ready to get rid of it. And then it was like we would go outside. I can't go out on my back porch. Our neighbor's dog barks. They see me. I can't walk out my panties. No, I'm just kidding, but I can't. I mean, that don't matter. But I mean, there's just no, I told Ken I have to do life in this house or go to the beach to get outside. I'm like, and that's great, but I don't want that. I want to be able to go and curl up on a couch and it be cozy and be able to walk out in my yard and here I don't have to dress it up. There's no fancy. I mean, I can have 2 camp chairs and a coffee pot and a bed and be fine. And then I can grow with it and clean, if I want to put wallpaper up, I put wallpaper up. If I want to take a wall down, I can take a wall down. I could do it myself. That house is so short.
How far is it from where you live now?
11 miles. So it's
still not super far, because I was like, well, what are you going to do about all your boat and your paddleboarding and all that stuff?
It's not super far. We're just go from the beach to the creek. Taylor is less than I could walk to Taylor's house.
Oh, wow.
Really? Is that why he looked at it? Because he knew that you were wanting to move closer?
Well, he knew that we were looking for something, and that's one of the cheapest houses in the whole town. And he even came down on the price and is owner financing. My hope is that it would allow us to rent this one out for a year. And then I can use this possibly as rental income and then maybe one day have a retreat house.
That's why I was just going to ask if you were planning on keeping your house forever or you're just renting it because it hasn't sold. Because I know you were wanting to sell it for a long time.
Yeah, we wanted to sell and it didn't sell. And so I just was like, okay, God, if you don't want it to sell, show me what to do. And I don't want to say I worship this house. I know this is a God house. And I look at it and I see his touches and I'm like, you've put me here. And there's this part of me that just thinks that he's got bigger and better things for me out of here. But I just feel like he's setting me up for something different with this home.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's sad and it's good. I've not ever I'm not I'm a scaredy cat. I don't take risk. And so this is a risk. And I don't know. I'm kind of like, okay, Jesus, this happened and this happened and this happened. And so I'm really trying to lean in. If it's you, okay. If it's not, just shut it down and just let me just see what that feels like.
Nice. So are you gonna pack up and take most of your things with you?
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna rent it furnished.
You're gonna leave the furniture and just take your belongings with you?
I'm gonna leave all the furniture, and I'm gonna like take out what dishes don't belong here, but the rest of them leave. I'll take my special
Wow.
stuff, but I want a new start.
Nice.
It's hard, you know, when you look at dishes and you're like, well, Zach ate on this one. Well, Zach never ate. I mean, that sounds crazy, but that's what goes through my mind. And so here I'll just be able to like, and I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing, maybe I'm thinking, but I also feel like it will be freedom to go forward. Like he's in my
Yeah.
heart, not in
Mhm.
things, you
Yeah.
know, things
Mhm.
don't make you happy. They can keep you stuck.
Good.
And I want to know what my creativity is without family heirlooms because I got something because it was my grandmother's or, you know, like what will life be like if I just get to go in a store and the restore I love like a little Salvation Army thrift type store. Like we have done something here that's called um it's a restore Habitat for Humanity, and I've done volunteer work with them, and so I get to see where the money goes. Or we have another place that's called the Haven House, and it supports people who have had like addictions and stuff. And so I get to go in there and recreate.
Hmm.
Oh, kind of exciting. From a fresh start, it'll be good.
Awesome.
Chickens in a garden.
Mhm.
Yeah? You think so?
Oh, I am. I already got chickens. We have Ken works with a guy, and like the day after I was like, we get chickens. The next day he went to this guy's work and he's like, I got you chickens. I got the coop and I got chickens. I'll sell it to you for $100. I'm like, get it.
That's awesome.
It's just
Don't put
another
it near
little
your house. That's all I can say. Don't put it near
be
your house.
stinking.
No, but chicken coops also, just because my neighbor across the street had one and the neighbor down the way, just a couple houses down, had one, and it attracts mice and rats because of the food. So it's like a buffet for them. So they'll come and eat because it's on the ground. I'm just saying. So keep it away from your house.
I will. I will. Thank you. I'll keep other things away too. Just yes, thank you.
That's
Yeah,
good to know.
absolutely.
Maybe you need a chicken coop cat.
Get some cats
Get,
or something.
get
And
you a farm cat.
yep, yep.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be okay.
Good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It
What
looks
about
like,
y'all?
how big is the property?
I think it's
It
probably
looks
like a
pretty big.
quarter of an acre, maybe a quarter, maybe a little more.
Nice.
It looks bigger, but
Perfect. Yeah.
Is
mhm.
it staying on there? I don't know what it is. I know that it's got like the little pole barn on there. And our prayers have been for a barn, and a tiny place where I can have chickens and a pit fire and I can have people over and I don't have to focus on, I don't want a house to be my life.
Mhm.
Girl, you are speaking my language this whole time. I'm just like, this is exactly how I'm feeling in my life right now. It's like we're on the same page. Except I already live in a tiny house. So
Do the
uh,
rest.
so I'm yeah, Sam calls it empty nesting. I'm like, I'm just feeling the push like for a new season and a new start and like I don't know. It's like I can feel that like in the spiritual realm, like we're at the threshold of something new, and it's just like I feel like I have to shed all this dead weight of the past and like the past season and like start over. And so my house
Hmm.
is it's a disaster because I've been decluttering and redecorating and sorting and like updating things. Like we've been renovating stuff and just like I don't know, it just feels like I need to get everything out and get my life decluttered and just like so I can focus on what I need to focus on without having all this stuff controlling my time and my energy and everything. Like I just want everything gone, like gone. Like my brain space doesn't have any more room for any more anything, and I want everything gone. And I don't know if that's just like I think it is spiritual partially. It's also partially like my son just graduated from college. My daughter's in her senior year of college. Like they're not like I'm ready for them to be out on their own. Not that I don't love them. I do, but the roller coaster of having them like being an empty nester, they're home for 3 months, them being gone, home for three, like that roller coaster, I'm ready to be done with. Of going back and forth all the time. And so I'm just like, I got to get everything out. So they're moving out whether they know it or not. Mama's moving everything out, getting rid of everything. Everything's going away. We're not raising kids anymore. We're in a whole new era of life and work and all the things. And we travel a lot. And that was the whole point of the tiny house, was just not to have so much stuff. And so everywhere that I have stuff, I'm like, it's got to go.
I got to figure out what to do with it. I'm really curious though, because you were talking about like in the spiritual realm and feeling it. And I've never experienced that before in my life until these last few years. And it is almost like I feel change, and it's like I feel the preparedness, or I don't know, Ken and I'll even say, he'll be like, "Do you feel this?" And I'm like, "I feel this." And we're like, Jesus has got something coming, like huh?
I just got covered in goosebumps. Like the Holy Spirit is just like, yep,
Aw.
yep. It's a changing of seasons. It's a changing of the guard. It's just like he's doing something new. God's doing something new. And it's just like, I think people are just feeling that, like, I got to prepare for this new thing that's coming. So I'm ready when it starts, I think he just puts that in our spirit, and, it just shows in different ways with different people. But it
Oh,
just, yeah.
to know that it's real though, because I've never
Yeah.
I've never talked about that. I've never shared it other than with him. But when you said it, I was like, oh yeah.
I know it feels so exciting, and just like, I don't know, the possibilities are just like out there, and I just want to be prepared to just go when he says go. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to know that it's from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's working things out. I was connecting with my heart, I'm just like feeling the need for just I don't know, starting over a new season, being prepared for the new thing that God's doing, and just shedding a lot of the dead weight that's kind of just been, I don't know, not necessarily holding us back or holding us down, but just like it's time for it to go,
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it does hold me back and hold me down. That's what I was
I,
telling Sheri before you popped on. I was like, I don't know if I'm running away from my problems, because like I think sometimes we can be stuck or held down, and you probably nailed the hammered the
hit the
net,
nail on the head.
wherever you
Yeah.
said, wherever you say it. Because that's what it's been like. It's like I'm stuck in this place. Like this house has been my point of safety for so long that it's become so much of an isolation too, you know?
Well, there comes a point
Mm.
where it starts to feel suffocating and overwhelming, where you're at if you don't just let go and move into the new space, new place that God has for you. And that's what it feels like to me, is that staying with all of this stuff in this current season feels suffocating because it's not where God has me going. Like my season of raising children and being at home all the time is over, and there's a new season coming, and he's preparing me for that spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically by moving things physically and just giving me the motivation and the drive to like shed some things,
Mm.
and make a new space for my brain and my spirit to operate in a different space where I can be creative and go and do the things that he has planned for me to do. Like there's something about a new, I don't know, new scenery, new new place that just is freeing for your heart and mind and just inspires more creativity and just helps you get out of the rut that you've been in, you know?
Yeah. It Hearing you talk makes me wonder, because I know like with Taylor being older, um, I miss those childhood. And sometimes it's so easy to go back to the past and regret and wonder and just trying to like rehearse. And so it makes me think about maybe mamas who their children are graduating, they are out, but they keep wanting to go back. It's like you're looking for what you had rather than from what you can
Mm.
have. And so when you were talking about, like stuck, I'm like, that's gotta be how it is for so many people because like leaving, you feel like you're leaving all that behind, but are you really leaving it behind or is this God's opportunity for you? Bree, this is your opportunity.
Yeah, it is to go places that I couldn't and do things that I couldn't before when I had little kids at home. And so it's just a whole new season. It's a different way of looking at things because I loved that season of my life. And it has taken me some years to sort of grieve that loss of just having little kids at home and getting to be mama and take care of them and stuff, you know? Um, but God has other people that he's bringing them to my life for me to pour into. And so that's what I'm doing, you know? It just looks different now than it did then. I'm still their mama. They still love me. They still need me once in a while. It's just a lot less frequent. And that's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
So it just
that's
takes some
good.
time to wrap my brain around that and for God to sort of work that out in my heart and let go of some things um and like you were saying, a lot of the past regrets of just things that I wish I had done better or had been, I don't know, just yeah, it's hard not to regret a lot of things as a mom. And so I have to just trust that God's going to work things out in their lives just like he did in mine.
Yeah.
Fill in all the gaps. So we're not meant to take his place in anyone's life. So I have to take a step back and remember that.
Sometimes it's hard as a mother too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They're each
definitely.
on their own journey just like I am.
Mm-hmm. It's good reminders for me too, because I've got a lot of things to declutter to get things out of here still, and create that creative space. It does need to happen. And I was able to get some things out. Jordan was in town and I was able to give, a box to her so that she could, if you want it, take it. If you don't want it, then get rid of it, but don't leave it here. And there's still a lot of her stuff here. So most of my older daughter's stuff is gone. So, but it's a good reminder. Unfortunately, we fill our space.
Yeah. Yeah. As a kid, I thought I was being pushed out. If my family, I would have been like, but I think you have to look at that too, because that held me back and it's not pushed out. It is like a bird, go fly away. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we raise them for, really, is to fly.
go
Yeah,
fly.
I know. That's one of the hard parts for me is that the the separation is that they have to learn how to do things on their own, even though it's hard and I want to help them and do it for them and teach them and do, just like I've always done. But then I remember they're not going to learn how to do it if I do it for them. And they've got to learn how to do it so they can teach their own kids how to do it.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good when they go off to school because they get some of that having to do the things for themselves, which I think is really part of going to college, really, is learning how to
Yeah.
make it on your own, how to do all the things and make it without mom and dad telling them, yeah, you really need to go to the grocery store, or it is time to do your laundry. You don't have any clean clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn how to take care of themselves.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if
Yeah.
you want to wear smelly clothes and be made fun of, go ahead. Like, why did I harp on that? but I guess that's why you get second chances sometimes to be grandparents because anyway, I'm like, why did I harp on those things?
I know. Exactly. I'm just like, God, you're gonna have to fill in the gaps and help them let some of those things go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put some light on these things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
for
it's
sure.
just have a whole new perspective once you've been through all of it, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, it reminds me that might have been out of the house since 2010 and 2012, so it's been a bit, and still haven't like fully gotten everything out.
Well, I think it's kind of like that when you live in the same place for a long time. So we've been in our tiny house for 10 years now, and we just have accumulated too much stuff, you know? I just haven't been
Mhm.
as good about getting things out, which I do a clean out every like spring and fall, but I need to do a deep clean, you know what I mean? Deep decluttering, redecorating, making everything work for where we're at now in our lives. It's just the two of us instead of four people. So some things need to change.
Amazing. Yeah.
Ready for it.
Yes. I was telling one of my girlfriends the other day, I was just like, what is wrong with me? I am just so done with so many things. Like the feeling of just like
Mm.
being done. I'm just done.
Yeah.
I'm just done. And I was like, I don't, maybe it's the perimenopause brain. Like maybe that's part of it. Like there's things that bother me or I used to like shy away from or hold back or whatever. And now I'm just like, nope. I just, I just don't, I don't know the right word for it really. I'm just me. You can take it or leave it. Like I'm just done with, like,
Got the word.
I,
Called old
what?
lady wisdom.
Something like that.
People are like, oh, you're just older and wiser. You're just older and wiser.
I'm
I
just
don't know
like,
that I always agree with that, but it could be true, like why do older people know everything? Well, because they've lived it. Duh, you know?
it's just that I don't care things so much. And like, I don't care so much about, I don't know, silly things anymore. Like, there's just been a huge shift in my attitude of just like, I do not care.
And why did I ever care? Probably. That's what I usually say. Why did I ever
Yeah.
care?
Yeah.
And
Like,
like
why is that
the
such a
room
big
is
deal?
dirty,
I don't know.
who cares?
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I'm like, is that just because I'm old? Is that because of my hormones? Or is that just the new season of just not caring? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, and it's interesting because our kids care even less about stuff. And it's like, where did they get that from? Right? Because it wasn't me, but they care very little about the stuff. And I'm like, I care more about their stuff than they care about their stuff. I'm like, I want it out, but
Yeah. True. I don't know.
I wonder if that's
Just
part of the generation, I don't know that it is, but for me, I remember Zach saying, Mom, I don't care about a fancy house. I just want whatever else. I wish I would have listened to that because for me, it was about making sure they had a nice place to live. They had nice clothes. And for them, it wasn't that. It was the love,
Mhm.
Yep.
not the stuff.
That's what makes a house a home, for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So here's to leaving all the stuff,
Leaving all the clutter behind.
leaving all the
Yeah.
clutter behind.
Starting over. Sam keeps calling it my empty nesting because you're nesting when you have your babies and then you're empty nesting when they leave the nest.
Yep, you're empty nesting. I like
Mhm.
that.
Well, I was like, that's funny. That has like a whole new meaning now.
It does.
Right?
It's really true. Empty nesting. I'm nesting again. Renesting, rebuilding the nest.
I'm renesting.
Redecorating the nest and removing things and
Yeah. Making a new nest for a new season of life.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
Mm.
it is. Sheri, you're doing some new stuff too. You had meetings
I
this
did.
week and presentations and stuff. How did that go?
Last week I had a lot. It's like, how did that happen? But I somehow put it on my calendar. And it all happened in the same week. But yes, I did last Monday, I did a workshop online on Zoom with the Christian business women for the Christian Chamber. And it was health is wealth is what we talked about. And I did it with another lady from the chamber as well, and she's a financial advisor. So it was fun. We had fun doing it. And then on Wednesday, I did a gut health talk at my local health food store, Chamberlain's, and it was good. I wasn't sure who was going to show up or what was going to happen, and they'd only registered, I think, 9 people, and they put out 15 chairs, and there were 2 people, I think, when I came to set up, which I came a half an hour early, and there were already 2 people, because I had told a couple people get there early, because I don't know how many people are going to show up. And so I went ahead and kept setting up, and by the time it was time for me to speak, all the chairs were full. So I was like, thank you, God. That's amazing. And then partway into the conversation, we had a huge rainstorm, and nobody was leaving. So after the presentation was done, it was still storming. And about, I would say, 2/3 to maybe 3/4 of us stayed, just sat and talked, in multiple different groups. But yeah,
Oh,
so it was kind of cool. And the assistant manager was there, and he's a champion of mine. And he's great. And he's like, so he goes, you have this talk done. He goes, why don't you take it to another location of their stores? And I'm like, yeah, I'll entertain that, So I sent an email out yesterday regarding that to the lady over all of the stores, and we'll see what she says. That, and whether they want to do a different topic there. So I'll go with that. And then Thursday I had a table set up, a vendor table at the Christian Chamber lunch, which was pretty good. So it's always good because you're talking more with people, and
yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of connecting and sharing your knowledge. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People need to hear.
And I guess I'll be doing I think I told you guys about the workshop that I'm going to be doing for the Seminole County Board of County Commissioners. Did I tell you about that?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is who I've been standing up and talking to all along, which I find ironic, telling them that, we want our rights, and we don't want fluoride in our water, and the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
And this other company comes along and says, hey, would you like to do a 6-part series workshop with them on, health? And I'm like, sure.
Yes, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm like, well, this will be fun
They
and
need to
interesting
know.
when I show up. Everybody needs health.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and especially people who are in charge of regulating those kinds of things, they need to know.
I need to know.
Yeah. Well, I think what's amazing about the whole thing too is that this company is more in the holistic realm, and they're partnered with health companies like Aetna and Cigna. And so they're actually doing the workplace, lunch and learns or whatever it is,
Wow.
through this holistic company. So I'm like, yay, we're breaking into, the mainstream conventional health.
Yeah.
and getting to talk more about
Amazing.
real health.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sheri, that's huge.
Yeah.
God is opening doors, and what's amazing about this company too is that I'm now in their system, so I can do other workshops for them, either remote on Zoom or also locally.
That's great.
So it's exciting.
It's
Which is
exciting.
amazing.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's really exciting.
and they want to pay me, so I'm like, sure, I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Even better.
I know, right? So I think
Yay.
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
Yay.
doors are opening, and it's very cool. So,
Okay. Julie, I know that God is opening some doors for you too, because you have a retreat coming up.
woohoo.
I do have a retreat coming up. And y'all, it's Jennifer Allwood's condo.
I know. I keep meaning to ask you
Wow.
about that. I was like, wow, that's amazing. How did that come about?
Well, Jesus. I've not told her this, but I'm not good at asking for help. I gotta work on that. But I just felt like God wanted me to talk to her, and I didn't. I was just like, Jesus, I can't do it. If you want me to do it, you're just gonna have to make it. I don't know. I mean, I just shared, like, I'm so scared and I don't know why. And this is hard for me. Like, and I was like, but if you want it to happen, it's, you know how it's confusing at times. And so I just felt like he was just like, I really want this to happen here. And y'all, she sent me a message.
What?
Really?
And basically said, I would like to work with you on the condo for your retreat. And I was like, Dear Lord Heavenly Father, you are just showing me right now. And I'm glad we're talking about this because it's so easy to pull away from that. But anyway, so yeah. So here we are. We're hosting the retreat here. It was as y'all know, it was a heavy, hard kind of season for me in these last few months. And so I've not promoted it like I should. I've not done like I should. And I'm just like, it's okay. You're where you are. You're going forward. Every step matters. Um, people are enrolling. It's going to be a retreat where it's not filled with events and speakers and timelines. It's a retreat where it is for restoring and just really finding peace and who we are, where we are with each other in a safe community. And I think that's what we need. And the more that I'm sharing that, the more people are like, yes.
Mm.
And the other crazy thing is Lucy. Do y'all remember Lucy?
I remember the name.
She
Yeah.
was in our mastermind with us, and she does jewelry. She's from Birmingham. Anyway, so Lucy is going to come and we are going to create our journals. We're going to create and build our own journals. So I'm really excited about that because I feel like we've got the retreat with, just where you can renew and restore. And we're going to be able to create our own journals. We're going to be able to write and to share with Jesus our path forward and kind of, build those dreams that we're going to carry close with him. So it's all coming together. I'm just blown away how that works.
Amazing.
Yeah.
He always seems to pull it together for you, bringing the right people in, the people to cook, the people to serve. Amazing.
No, I
I'm
know.
excited for you.
And imagine what life will be like when I get that God strength to just be like talking to people. I mean, it's coming. It's going to come. I feel like this house is the first step, to get out of here and gain momentum. But I'm learning I need to walk in that momentum. And so I'm ready for it. And yeah, exciting. Thanks, Bree. It's exciting.
If this podcast has been giving you hope, then I know there's one person in your mind that you've been thinking needs to hear this. Please share it with them And while you do that, would you please like and subscribe to our podcast so more people can hear from us?
We're finally back to podcasting again with Kingdom Fasting, where we took a little summer break because we had so many things going on. But we're back today. Well, as we're recording this, which is a different day than it will be released, but today our newest episode just finally came back out. So yeah, we're getting some momentum going with that, with our podcast, Fasting Fit Faith, and I'm still doing Whispers of the Father's Heart every day. I'm almost to my 100th episode. That will be in like a week, so pretty crazy. See, I'm still doing his 40-day fast podcast, and yeah, things are going. They're moving there too. So it's kind of exciting to see how God's just moving things forward.
40-day fast podcast. Ken's been saying he wants to fast. I need to be like, listen to this podcast. You know, I think that's where the stuckness happens. I don't know about y'all, but I will think about things. I will search it. I will watch it. I'll soak it in, but then I won't take action. What? So I think just makes me think, go listen to the podcast and do the work, right?
Sometimes it's hard to have the motivation and just like take that first step and just start.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bree, you'll have to give me the links for your new podcast because I don't think they're in our show notes. So let's get those in there so people can find you.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, we need to put the links in there for Julie's retreat too. It's coming up in November.
Mm-hmm.
So if any mom is listening or grieving the loss of a child, it's a good place to go and reset and be poured into for a little bit.
Definitely.
It is. And if you're somebody listening and there's something on your heart and you know that you need to take action because you've just been sitting like we all do, maybe this will be your momentum to just make one step because what is it, Sheri? The smallest door hinges swing the biggest doors. And so the smallest steps lead you to the biggest actions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It only takes small hinges to swing big doors. Yeah.
Yes. That has been Jesus's mantra like over and over with me these last few months, is just not to feel overwhelmed, because he keeps telling me one step at a time, one day at a time, because over time it adds up to a lot. So one step at a time, one day at a time with him, and you make incredible progress, more than you thought possible.
That's how we get there, those baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Taking the first step is the hardest part, but then it gets easier after. You build momentum.
I don't know. That's what they say about working out, but.
And it does a lot of times, but it just depends. So, yeah.
It's the results. You get to see the results.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think part of it too is that so many people just keep looking forward and they see how far away from their goal they are, but they forget to look back and recognize how far they've already come, which is probably further than the goal is away. You know what I mean? Like we just kept pushing that forward and we forget to look back and go, oh yeah, look where I am now compared to where I was a year ago or 5 years ago. Holy moly, God has brought me so far.
I
think he's going to be able to carry me the rest of the way.
I know, which is why I've never been a journaler, and I'm like, I can't write. Why write? I don't write. So I'm like, well, let's bullet point. Let's find a space where we can hold, our thoughts. And I write in my Bible. I know a lot of people are like, don't write in your Bible, but to me, it's my letters to Jesus. And so I do write in my Bible, and I'll write the date or what I'm praying for, things. And it's the most amazing thing to be able to go back and to see the people that I've prayed for and the differences in their life, or like where we were in that moment to like who we are today together in our friendship. Or I'm like, yes, this is why it's so important to write it down, because then you can see that measure, but you can really see what he's doing in your life. and the works of how he's like weaving things together. It's really been beneficial for me because it seems like it should just happen, and it's not clear the journey that we're on, that he's taken us through. But anyway, it's amazing. You're right, Bree. That's why we got to write it down so we can see the work. Like, write your prayers down. Tell him what you want. Don't assume he knows. Like, I've been hearing people say, well, Jesus knows what I want. Yeah, but talk to him, share with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
He wants
that's,
you to come and
when I
ask him.
start out a conversation or a call with a client, that's one of the first things we do is celebrate what's happened since the last time we were together, because it does put, people, one, in the mindset of, I am making strides. I am,
Yes.
moving forward in my goals, or, not just staying still. So I think it's very helpful
Yeah.
for people to see where they've been.
Yes. Yes, to be in that thankfulness mindset instead of worrying or complaining about what isn't done yet, remembering what has been done and rejoicing in that, because we know that more will be done. It is coming in the future. So, yeah.
Coming. Yeah.
Mm. So, we wonder, what are you celebrating? What are the steps that you're taking, and how is God leading you along the way? So let us know. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Oh, and if you have a God story, if God has been in the middle of your life and you've seen him work, we would love to hear. We would love to hear your story and how God's been in the middle of your life. So reach out to us.
Please.
I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.